All right, welcome back to Horse Talk Live on Rural TV. I'm your host, Lizzie Iwerson, and we're learning about team penning today. We have a viewer phone call. We have Martha from Idaho, who has been watching the program and has a phone call for our guest today. Are you there, Martha?
Yes.
And what's your question for us?
Are the rules and regulations of penning the same across the country? If I go south from where I am in Idaho to Arizona, am I going to be able to pen the same I have been?
Okay, that's a good question.
Well, Martha, the first thing you got to do is they're probably not going to be the same. Your rating's going to, I don't know if your rating will move with you, so you might have to check that out. You might have to self-rate yourself if you're going to a new place. Always check the pen rule and check the cow rule. The pen rule meaning, can you go in that pen? Or is there a tail rule where your horse's tail can't go in? Check the cow rule. Make sure you know what that is. Other than that, pretty much, yeah, all the rules other than that are going to be pretty close.
So this DVD, no matter if you live on the East Coast, West Coast,
yeah,
all the fundamentals are the same.
Yeah, everything's going to be the same on this.
Okay. All right. Well, let's watch a little bit more of the video to give people a little taste of what they can expect when they order this DVD and everything that comes along with it.
Cross there, Julie. Shape your horse, Tess. Help her with it now. Help her with her, Julie. Look at the hole. Okay, outside, Tess. Outside. Make some noise. Back up. Let him look. Raise your hand.
Good spot where a turnback rider jumps in. Okay, got a good run going here. Get to the outside, Julie. Make some noise. Make some noise. Check up. Nice. Callie, wing person, get in there and raise your hand.
In this chapter, we'll cover the wing position at the pen and his responsibilities.
Bob? On the wing, once I've brought my cows, once I've pushed them up the arena, gotten them across our imaginary line, the plane of this wing, then is my job to just park here a horse width off the end of this wing and...
No. In fact, we call that camping on the wing. You know, I think we'll see that in our glossary terms, definitions. That's called camping on the wing. Let's say I'm sweeping and I've got 3 cows right down here and I've got to go deep. Remember, you have to take care, in the position that you're in right now, your responsibility is from your right leg to the tip of that wing, which right now it's about 4 feet. My responsibility is from your left leg all the way to this wall. Okay, you're not helping your partner out if I got 3 cows. Go ahead and come on down here. If my 3 cows are in front of me here, I want you coming with me. Close that gap. Expose yourself a little bit, but you know, you're on a handy horse. If that first cow darts out, you got to go with it. But you got to help me. We got to flow together. You step to the cows, and the only place them cows to get comfortable is right here, right in the mouth of that pen. Cross there, Julie. Shape your horse, Tess. Help her with it now. Help her with her, Julie. Okay, outside, Tess. Outside. Make some noise. Check up. Let them look. Raise your hand. Nice. Okay, now I'm in the wing position, so I'm going to push that cow. Push that cow. Start checking up. I'm going to... Hey. Hey. Push on it. Push on it. Watch that 6. Hey. 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 From here, make some noise. Outside, Bill. Hey. Raise your hand.
I have a question on that. I noticed you came in pretty much facing the cattle, and then you've got your horse turned sideways now towards the end. Can you explain to me why you do that?
Yeah. Because a horse, I always want to keep my horse straight on a cow. Whether I'm turning back down there or looking at a cow, taking one on head on, the eyes of my horse means a whole lot more than the tail of my horse. Okay, so when I come into the hole, people that are just starting out maybe don't really know how to read a cow or really, have taken a lesson or two. They think just, the horse is 7 feet wide this way, 18 inches or 2 feet wide here. Well, geez, this has got to be a better block than this, but it's not. Most of the time when you see people lose a cow, not all the time, and maybe not even most of the time, but a lot of the time, it's because people get their horses this way and the cow will get here. A cow does not care about this. A cow cares, and that's why we shape our horse, keep 4 eyes, 2 eyes of our horse, our 2 eyes on the position on the cow that we're working.
You're getting a first look at the Team Penner's Edge DVD that the Fopianos and Roger Roth put together. You have the help, though, of people providing facilities, and Lynn from Saddle Up Productions. She stuck with you, and surely it took a lot of time to get, it's over 2.5 hours, right,
yeah,
of instruction with Roger there to guide you through every step and explain all the positions, because that's probably the most important part, or one of the most important parts, is knowing your position in there so you're not running into each other.
Definitely.
Well, what are some other important parts about the DVD that folks should know, or you want to explain again what they get when they order the DVD?
Sure, yeah. We'll just go over it again. So it's about 2.5 hours, something like that, of just excellent training, teaching, skills that you will use for a lifetime. And those of you that are more the student type and want to fill in the blanks on the workbook, that has some great tips to reiterate some of the more important parts of the DVD. And then also for some mental preparation along the way, just get your thoughts together and get your game face on, like I said. And this is also a real neat evaluation here that you can upload your runs to YouTube, and Roger will give you his advice on maybe how he sees that you could have done a little bit better or what you did right. So these are really great little additions to the package.
Perfect. Well, Roger, what are your plans in the future? I heard you say that you're going to be traveling overseas, or you have been doing some traveling
we've
overseas.
been fortunate enough. This will be our 4th year in Europe. We do clinics in Germany, France, and Luxembourg.
Wow.
So, and then every year I have about 10 come over to the ranch and spend a couple weeks. So we'll be doing that in May. We always put the upcoming clinics on Facebook at Silver Wings Ranch Facebook page. So got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of training. What I like to tell people, because they always seem to ask, is my business is based 65-70% on training. I train full time. 25-30% is clinics and lessons, people coming to the house, and then 5% on horse sales. So, with the kids growing up and whatnot, I got to kind of stay a little bit close to home. We talked about this earlier. I was in Heber City, Utah this weekend competing, but between the clinics and the competing and the raising 3 kids and doing all the training, it try to keep me close to home too. So.
Definitely.
But your clinics, you still have, for anyone that wants to take a clinic, visit your website, the silverwingsteampenning.com, and your Facebook page. And you have lots of return clients. People are still, not only, if you have the DVD and you take a clinic, there's still more to learn. You have lots of return clients.
We sure didn't try to replace getting in the saddle and getting on your horse and putting it in. You're still going to need that. Absolutely.
Okay.
And you never really stop learning.
Yeah.
I don't think, no
You're
matter
right.
what level you're at, you're always looking for a little edge, no pun intended, but you really, you really are. And so that's why I think we all continue to take clinics and just try to get, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting
I went to a clinic here about 4 years ago. I went to a cutting clinic, and my client was there. I was riding her horse, and she was there for 2 days. It was a 17-hour clinic. She videoed every time I was doing something with her horse. I had 22 minutes of video. Wow. And the nice thing about Team Pen is we're a little bit busier than that. You're in the saddle, you're constantly moving around. But the thing is, I learn something every day. Every clinic I do, I learn something, whether it be teaching or riding or just some scenario that came in.
Mm-hmm. And when you do a clinic out of state, that's not at your ranch, do you prefer to be in the saddle, or are you on foot helping people?
Well,
what's your teaching style?
I always like to have a horse there. We were in Denver, I think 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, and typically where we go, where we don't haul, they'll mount us with horse or mount me with a horse. But I'm up and down all the time, as you guys know. I mean,
So when someone takes a clinic from you, they know that you're going to be the one teaching them and hands-on.
I'm the only one. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what makes it so great. You know, he makes sure everything's covered. And if it requires him to getting off the horse and getting down and showing you, or getting on your horse and, you know, teaching your horse what to do, and so you can learn how to ask, he's good at that.
When you frustrate him enough, he'll get off his horse, get on the ground, and say, "Okay, we're going to go over this again."
We try to make it on Sunday where people start telling us they've had enough.
Yeah.
Typically, it's about 27 hours in the saddle.
And you know,
Yeah.
speaking from experience, by the time those 3 days are over, you have had enough. Yep.
Yeah.
He definitely
getting your money's worth then.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Well, what is some advice that you have for our viewers? We just have a few minutes left, but if someone wants to get involved with team penning, surely they can get the DVD at home and watch it. But what's some advice that you have for someone who may be wanting to get involved with the sport?
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I think taking clinics is a great way to start.
Okay.
Undoubtedly, like Roger has said, and I think he goes over it in the DVD in a question and answer part of it. But clinics are where you meet people, and that's where you form your future teams, and you make great friendships there. And it's a great way to start. I think it's the best. Yeah.
Okay. And getting that good team is very important because that'll get you
And
to
you
the
can always.
window.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, get on the internet and just search it. And I tell people to don't bring your horse the first time. Just go shake some hands. Go introduce yourself. The reason why I team pen, the reason why ever since that first pen I went to was the people. They're good people. You know, you kind of, we had a term, you never meet a stranger at a team pen. So just go.
Yeah.
Start shaking hands.
And pretty much
That's what I did.
wherever you live, you should be able to find a local association. Is the USTPA someplace that can point you in the right direction?
Yeah, they should be able to.
Okay.
There's directors in each region, so
Okay.
they should be able to point somebody in the right direction too.
Okay, and no matter how old you are, how long you've been doing it, or if you haven't done it at all, team penning is something that you can get involved with. And if you purchase the Team Penner's Edge, you will certainly have an edge on your competitors. It'll get you started in the right direction. We'd like to thank our guests here today, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Horse Talk Live. We look forward to seeing you next time. So go out there and hug your horse, and we'll see you here on Rural TV.